Hello and welcome to the Warwick Table Tennis Championships Finals 2022. In our inaugural season of the competition, we have Tiang Yu versus GA's Chen. Both of these guys able to fight through a difficult bracket this tournament to make it to the final. And without further ado, Izzy's going to tell us a bit about Terry's style.
Well, Terry's got pimples on the forehand, and he tends to slap it really hard. And if you try to get it back, you usually don't get it back. For some reason, he started off the year where he'd miss a few, but for some, he's just developed it where third ball attack, it always goes on, and if you don't get it back, you're sort of finished. And it's really hard to get back. And then he's also got a nice backhand. He plays with his Penhold grip as well, which is a bit fancy. Coming in, everyone's got the same boring old handshake grip. Terry's definitely quite scary, you know?
Yeah, and the only guy in the club to actually use Penhold to quite a high level. And able to really get good backhand flicks with it. And as for the other side of the table, Chen managed to beat me twice on the path to the final. And as a result, he will be in the final against Terry. Chen, renowned for his massive forehand.
Is that a big deal? How do you feel about that, Jamie? How's that felt?
I've sort of got used to it this year. I can give other people a game, but Chen just seems to be my Achilles heel. So kind of expected to lose. Would have been nice to win one of the two matches at least, but here we are in the finals.
Let's point out it was your own draw as well, wasn't it, Jamie? Your own draw sort of messed yourself up. You had him in the group, and then you had him again in the semis.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I don't know how I managed to face him before the finals.
Randomised, nice randomised draw, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's truly random when I have the hardest draw. But no, as for Chen, he's got a really big forehand, and which is very hard to contain. So I think in this match, it's basically going to be whoever is able to sort of get the opening spin up will have the advantage in the rally. Both these players very attacking players, so to speak. So as we're going to start the match, Manveer kicking us off, Lovell. And Chen immediately opens up with a flick to take a 1-0 lead. Of course, Terry had quite slow serves.
Manveer's professionalism is just unparalleled.
Yeah, even using hand signals to sort of say who's winning the points, as it's now 1-0. Yeah.
He's very serious about this match.
And
you can't screw up a match like this.
Yeah, Terry getting a spin up, hitting the net, but managing to win the point there. And again, the only points really that Chen's really going to be winning is either if he's able to open up first, or if Terry misses one of his spins. But Terry's been a lot more consistent recently, as you can see. Currently 2-all, but Chen missing his spin up. And again, he's going to really need to get those on the table if he wants to cause damage to Terry.
Terry sort of does very similar serves. It seems to be quite floaty, or the same forehand serve, half long. And Chen is struggling with it at the moment.
Quite early on.
First game, it's always difficult to warm up.
And we get our first replay of the match. You see Terry pushing it back into Chen's backhand, and again turning it around as we get the slow-mo, bending his knees and recoiling and getting a very nice forehand there. And yeah, Terry's just able to get the first few attacks on the table, which will build his confidence. Again, a nice flick there. Again, just controlling the rally. And yeah, as we were saying, whoever's able to sort of attack first, able to control the point. With Terry taking a commanding 7-2 lead. And let's see another replay. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with his pimples forehand, when he does that sort of hard hit third ball attack. It's really difficult. You put up high, he'll finish it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all Chen again missing another spin up, and I think this is a game to forget for Chen. 2-8 down, but still able to come back from this. But you can't really give Terry an 8-2 lead nowadays. He's very clinical in putting games away. As Chen, I think, hits the edge there. He'll get a point back, but he's still a long way behind this game. So Chen, a lot of the time as well, does these sort of long side spin serves, to Terry's backhand. Of course, the aim there is to get Terry to push it back, and then of course Chen can unleash his big forehand. But this game, he just really hasn't got many on the table, and he really needs to just warm that up.
Isn't it? Yeah.
But of course, today we're only really doing a best of 5 match. Of course, there was talk about maybe doing a best of 7 for the finals, but we're keeping it standard for all the matches. And Chen really can't afford to let Terry win too many games at the start because it will be hard for him to come back towards the end of the match. But currently Terry 9-4 up this game. And Chen missing another backhand. That's quite a few unforced errors this game for Chen. Terry's just been really consistent and not made many mistakes at all as Chen gets the left serve. Oh, and he misses a serve, and Terry takes the first. Yeah, that's not
That's just when you do that, you just gotta forget about it.
Yeah,
next game.
And yeah, we're going to jump straight into the next game there. Chen wanting to forget about that last point. And interestingly enough, I think against me in the semis as well, I think he missed a serve to lose the match. So, well, lose one of the games.
Oh, wow, you just got to point that out, Andrew,
yeah, absolutely.
You beat me, but you missed a serve.
Yes, that's the one thing I remember from that match. But no, Terry missing his initial spin up and, you know, a bit shaky there. I mean, in the first game he was quite consistent, but already 2 unforced errors for Terry, unable to push back Chen's long side spin serve. And again, Chen managing to counter Terry's forehand there. So one of the few times where Terry's attacked first, but not being able to win the point.
Yeah, nice switch down the forehand, yeah. I think move him about a lot more.
Yeah, Chen, I think, finding his rhythm this game. All of his attacks are landing on the table. But Terry able to get a backhand flick. And yeah, both players able to attack the serves.
It seems to be just who gets in first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and gets it on.
Oh, big backhand from Chen. And that was enough to winning the point. Again, Chen renowned for his mega forehand. But, you know, occasionally he will pull out a big forehand loop, a backhand loop as well like that. And getting it on the table this time, unlike last set. And as a result, he's 5-1 up. Terry, though, taking a towel break, just cooling things down so he can break the flow of momentum for Chen. 1-5. Oh, big forehand from Chen. Big forehand from Terry, but Chen expertly blocking that down the line. Again, Chen, even though he's an attacking player, that was a very good defensive move there. You know, he's taking a step back, taking the pace off the ball and blocking down the line, catching Terry off guard.
Yeah, I remember rallying with Chen, and he was doing his forehands against me, and I was missing a lot of shots. They were going in the net, and he was just like, stand back, wait for it. And obviously he's demonstrated that there.
Terry finally able to get a point in this game, second of the game, but still trailing 6-2. Ooh, push rally and Terry missing an open.
Yeah.
Now 7-2 behind.
Fair sight, such a move.
He's going to get their own back. Both players now making a few unforced errors, but you know, still salvageable for Terry. We saw it last game, he went on quite a big streak, so he's still able to pull it back this game, but it's a lot of work to do, but good serve there from Terry.
It's good serve. Bit more side spin that serve, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, most of Terry's serves are the same, but I think, yeah, Chen will take an 8-4 lead. I think we might have skipped a point here. It's jumped to 8-5, so I don't know if that's a problem in post-editing. I think it was 8-4 to Chen.
Who was the post-editor, Jamie?
Yeah, I don't know who that was, so I'm not going to take responsibility for that. Here comes Terry. Oh, what a rally! I just did it to yeah, it makes sense now. I think I just predicted the future. Terry winning that point to make it 8-5. And yeah, very good rally there, but Terry just able to control it.
Right off the bounce. I think sometimes you've got to overdo it and then you warm up and the next few will go on, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, I love the big one. Great control from Terry. Chen's attack just too relentless, and you know, getting 4 or 5 successive spin-ups in a row. It's just brutal when you're playing against Chen. Like, he's really hard to contain. You sort of have to rely on him missing the third or fourth ball, but he just keeps getting it on. Yeah, here we go now. Chen only 9-7 up now. Terry beginning to bring this back. So Chen really does need to win one of the next 2 points. I scored that one earlier in the set, but this time just not angling the bat quite right, and it's now a 1-point game. Chen squandering his 5-point lead, and Terry in a position to maybe go 2-0 up. Oh, and Chen missing his smash. Oh, you can't blame him. That is a big point to lose. Chen really needs to focus now.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Nice towel break. Cool. Yeah, calling it.
Of course, you're able to take a towel break every 6 points. Of course, I think in this tournament, people have just been doing it a bit more regularly, but both players sticking to the rule. Oh, and Chen goes for a massive forehand. Oh, wow. And after losing a few in a row, he's bounced back emphatically to be within 1 point of taking this game. Look at that, turning around. Wow.
So long as well. What in shot as well.
Yeah, massive technique, but you know, this time Terry unable to block it back, so it's enough to win the point. Oh, and Terry missing the spin up, and yeah, quite frustrated there. He did all that hard work to come back into the game from 7-2 down. But unfortunately, Chen will take it. For Terry,
It's hard to come back from that. It's hard to come back.
Yeah, 1 set all. We start the 3rd game. Terry to serve.
Very short.
Goes for the same thing, and Chen is trying to flick it, but missing both receives, and Terry will go 2-0 up. Chen speaking to himself to calm himself down. Oh, and he goes for a big forehand, just like he did last game. And that's a good way of bouncing back as we go for another slow motion replay.
Is that Terry, right on the white line? I can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Long, innit?
Yeah, right down the line. And as he said, I think, yeah, very close to the edge there. So, yeah, great shot from Chen. Oh, and Terry responding as well. I'm going to go for back-to-back replays there. It's, you know, Terry turning around, doing what Chen did, and getting a really good down the line forehand.
When he does it as well, his whole knee goes down during his forehand. Do you see it? I don't know if that's some sort of the way he rotates.
Yeah, both players are really, this whole Chen, 2 massive forehands there to take the point. Terry blocking the first one, but again, we've seen this match. If Chen's able to get successive forehands on eventually he will wear down the Terry. But this time missing the first spin up. Terry will be 4-2 up going into the towel break.
Yeah, I think the final, the towel breaks are taken a lot more seriously in the final. I think half the people in the group stages forgot you could do it.
Yeah.
I know I did. I could have used a towel break. Maybe I should have thought about it more. I had a few, but very irregular. But what is it about Chen that you struggle with, Jamie?
I just can't.
Not or anything.
I mean, it's
you don't have to air your weaknesses on the internet.
I'm happy to admit that it's just his forehand, really. As we've seen this game, you know, he's able to get the forehand spin on. As he misses it this time, when that goes on, he's just got a lot of spin. He can angle it down the line or cross court, and you know, it's just really hard to block back. We've seen Terry block it back a few times, but again, if Chen's able to get 2 or 3 forehands on in a row, that's sort of the end of the point. Oh, Chen getting lucky. Terry sliding across. Oh, almost rescuing that point.
That's so annoying.
But
that's so annoying.
Great job from Terry to try to rescue that point, but Chen just putting the point away still.
Nice control from Terry.
It's a close game. It's important for both players to try to take this game.
I'm impressed with the umpire. He hasn't made a mistake yet.
Yeah, unlike the editor. There goes Chen. Push to coach Terry. Oh yes, another turnaround forehand. See how much it means to Terry as he regains his 2-point lead going into the next tower break. big point for Terry now. He can extend his lead to 3 points. Long side. Oh, and Chen hits the edge. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, if there's one thing harder than blocking back a Chen forehand, is blocking back a Chen forehand which hits the edge. So, yeah, not much Terry can do about that. Oh, and he responded himself.
He's serving half long, longer now, and it seemed to mess him up a bit.
Yeah, I'm surprised like at the amount of unforced errors Chen's has made like on Terry's serve. He's tried to spin up a few on the flicks. He's tried to push back. He's made a few errors.
Terry's varying it a lot better now that he's got into the game as well. Better than the first set.
Oh, what a shot! Again, both players taking it slow, trying to control the point. Chen ending up sort of fishing it back onto the table, keeping the ball low, but it doesn't matter. Terry able to slap that forehand down the line and take the point. As we see on the replay, just great stuff from Terry. Great control. And he's within 2 points of going 2-1 up. Oh, and another mistake.
Yeah. You cannot put up lines, Terry. He puts it away. He puts it away.
As we saw there. Another mistake Chen really needs to get a grasp of Terry's serves. Terry mostly doing the same float serves, but it seems to be causing Chen some issues, especially towards the end of that game. As we jump into game 4.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, nice backhand. And Chen looks a little more focused. He's very up for it, Chen.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, this is a win or go home set for Chen. And he's controlling the point. Oh my goodness, what a rally from Chen. Standing back from the table and, you know, almost not able to catch him the camera there. You know, right to the left of the frame, but, you know.
I don't know what the cameraman was doing, to be honest.
I think he was asked to stand forward, to be honest, because he's much more forward than he was. Chen getting his first point of the game. Chen has started this the way he would want to, getting in the way, and then makes that on Terry's serve. And again, this has been costing him. I think that's the fourth time he's done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Purple attack. Both of them are really good at this. I think. There's definitely advantage when they serve.
As Terry gets an edge, Chen get an edge earlier in game 3. Terry responding with his own edge. But yeah, as Izzy said, it's definitely an advantage to the server at the moment because both players are finding it hard to return the other person's serve. And even when they do, you know, the third ball of both these guys is so good they're just able to attack. As Terry face and there on the backhand. Until then, he was controlling the rally quite well. Chen goes 5-3 up. Chen's definitely made more unforced Terry's, but the fact that his attack is so strong, he's still been able to keep in this match and keep it close. Again, another push mistake from Chen. He just really needs to go for his forehand.
I think he's just got to get in, yeah. He's got to get in with his forehand.
That was a great rally from both of them, to be honest. As we're going to see the replay. Initially, Terry getting the initial open up, but this time, you know, Chen able to block it back, getting a bit of luck with the net, and then as a result, he was able to start attacking. But you could see Terry just a lot closer to the table, keeping the pace.
The thing is, they both seem to really go for it. I mean, Terry is here, but they really go for it on their forehand, especially Chen. He spins it. Yeah. When it comes on the backhand, he's sort of gently lobbing it. I think it's obviously his forehand's a lot stronger in the attacking.
Both players having a much stronger forehand. You see Chen once again whipping it past Terry down the line forehand. We've seen that many times in the match already, and you know that's one thing which has definitely been working well for Chen. currently 6-all, and it's all to play for this game. Terry, one game away from becoming the inaugural Warwick champion, but Chen will want to force a game 5 if he can.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was strong.
And yeah, the last 2 points. Yeah. And yeah, the last few points as well. Chen's not just been going for regular backhands. He's sort of been putting a bit of side spin on and coming across the ball, and that's really like sort of slowing down the point, and it's causing Terry some problems. He misses another spin up, and Chen takes a 2-point lead this game.
He's clearly putting more on the serves, Chen, as well. Seems to be really stamping into it.
Oh yeah, Chen's serves are really good. So you've got another really good run for it. Going defensive. And oh, Terry making a mistake. That's one of the few times we've seen the defending player manage to win a point this set. And I think that's just Terry, once again, just making a mistake. You know, the pressure's definitely getting to him now, as he's closing in on his...
Nah. Finding tight moves.
Yeah.
We've got a dodgy cameraman on them. It's a stressful situation.
Yeah, nerves definitely playing a factor for both players. But here we go, Terry in the attack.
We've got a shift.
But once again, Terry unable to put away the attack, and I think that's just he just needs to go into the deciding set now. Both players on a clean slate. So yeah, Terry just really needs to work on that attack, because in the previous games he was pulling the point away quite early and not letting Chen sort of lob him up. But Chen just upping his control now. And we're all tied entering the last game.
I think that's the first time he's done a down the line long serve.
Yeah,
it's back to catch Chen out.
Terry. Again, back to the old form in the previous few games.
Very hard. He wants it bad.
Again, as we said, it's really important that they win their serves, and Chen dropping a point on his first serve. But the good thing about Chen's serves is the fact that the side spin, it just feeds into his forehand so well. Normally, again, we get push to push. Oh, Chen going for a flick, missing, and Chen strategically calling a timeout. But Terry 4-0 up. He's got a slight advantage now, entering the rest of this game. But Chen wisely calling a timeout, and yeah, I mean, the fact that it's gone to a decider, definitely a great match so far. But there's still all to play for both players. But Terry definitely, getting off to the better start in set 5.
It's a good point to call a timeout. Maybe perhaps it should have been 3-0. He did it so that it was less close to the 5, which just seems a lot further away. Certainly, when the opponent has momentum like that, you really have to. Especially in a 5th setter, you've got to do some sort of, if you haven't used your timeout already.
Yeah.
Look at that, the shoelace trick.
Yeah.
There we go.
Stalling for extra time. And making sure that Terry hasn't changed the ball, being the great umpire he is. But no, I mean, Izzy's absolutely right. I think against Chen, I went 7-0 down in the deciding set. So, Chen doing it up soon. And he bounces back with 2 massive backhands. And yeah, his backhand now switching on just when he needs it to, as we're going to see this again. Of course, Chen's had a lot of really good forehand, but oh, look at that. He just whips it against the serve, and he whips it again. 3 in a row. And yeah, if Chen can get 3 attacks on in a row.
He's brought that out just for the 5th set. He's brought that out.
Yeah.
The whipper of the backhand. He's sort of been trying to lob it with side spin on it and just get off. But
that's clean. That was clean.
Really going for it.
Oh,
yeah,
he normally just flicks out on the backhand, but this time Chen moved around and did a lovely, forehand spin there. Terry doing a serve slightly longer than usual, and as a result, Chen punishing him and winning the last 2 points.
This timeout seems to be working. Let's see.
Commentators jinx there as Terry changed the end. Yeah. They switched sides with Terry. Still 3 points up, but Chen beginning to find his form this match and this set. Ooh, Terry going for the mix up there. Big flick, but Chen defending. And then Terry trying to do the drop shot, but not quite pulling it off. Oh, and again, Terry, though, able to respond, getting the spin, and Chen unable to block it back. Again, we're closing in towards the end of the set.
It's very good as well. They all take like an initiative, even in the 5th set. Under pressure, they're spinning up, they're attacking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Terry seems to be, Terry. When we used to play league matches, he'd just relentlessly attack. He could be down and about to lose, and he'd just smash it, and somehow it would go on. It might not. It usually went on, but he'd just do it. That's what's so impressive.
Yeah, and it's the same with Chen as well. I mean, we saw him miss a flick on Terry's serve, but again, just always going for it on the second ball. Terry closing in on the championship, only 3 points away now, as again, they're going to get the towel break after 12 points. But Terry, 4 points up and only 3 points away from taking the inaugural championship. Oh, and it's Chen. He's really got all the work to do now to come back. Of course, we saw Terry come back from a similar deficit in game 2. But he wasn't able to Chen with a nice spin. Closing the gap to 4 points. But again, we're going to need 2 really good serves from Chen now to bring this back.
Chose it carefully. He pushed that one.
Yeah.
And then he spins right down the line. It's so nice. It's just so nice to watch.
Absolutely. And I mean, Chen now really taking his time in terms of when to pick his forehands to make sure he's getting them on and not making mistakes. Oh, and Terry rushing it on the flick. And will reduce the gap to just 2 points now. Well, it's really going down to the wire in this 5th set between these 2 titans of Warwick table tennis. Oh, and Terry again missing the spin up. We saw this in game 4, I think it was, where Terry just started missing some of his attacks, and he's going to call a timeout now. The players almost level, but we saw how the timeout worked really well for Chen. So will Terry be able to also extract the same sort of benefit from taking a timeout at this time to break the momentum? But no, Chen has really brought this back. Only a few points to go now before a winner is decided, but it's still all to play for. The match is so close in this 5th set.
That's it. That's important.
Terry now with 2 match points. All he needs is to win one of these 2 now to close out the match. As we see a replay, it was a massive forehand from Terry. Again, that takes guts. You know, he's lost 4 points in a row, but he's not phased. He's taken the timeout and he's, you know, refocused himself. And here he goes, turns around for the forehand, slaps it hard down the line, and Chen unable to block that back. But Chen will have 2 serves now to bring it back. And we've seen, you know, if he can get his serves right and Terry's pushing it back, we've seen Chen move around on the forehand and really attack it. But will he be confident enough to do that? Now he can't afford to lose any points in the next 2. Yeah, Chen's still attacking. He's bringing the first point back.
I think he's gonna... At this sort of point, you keep the serves tight and as low as possible. Yeah. You don't want to...
Oh! What guts from Chen at 10-9 down. He goes for 2 massive forehands. We're going to see the first one coming up in a moment in slow motion. He, again, initially was thinking about doing it there, but he sort of thinks against it. Goes for the first big forehand, recovers, and goes for the second one. Slow motion show.
It's a massive thing. It recovers so fast.
Oh, Terry will get himself a 3rd match point. Will he be able to convert this one? But Chen has done so well to bring it back.
Chen's advantage, having the serve.
But Terry's advantage of having the match point. We'll see what happens now. Here comes Chen. Oh, what a shot from Terry. Oh,
and Cherry's won it. He's popping off
the championship. And he's going to flex his top as well. Of course, he's been training with Archway the last few weeks. You know, training in secret with Chris Duran in order to extract the most performance from this. And it's paid off.
Just for this.
Yeah, just for
Just for
this.
this.
But yeah, you can see Manvir, the umpire, shaking both the players' hands. Chen rightly disappointed, but he put on a show today. You know, I think Terry going into this, Terry was the #1 seed. We expected it to be a close match, but Chen really pushed him to the wires. We see the crowd there. Well, quite amazingly, one of the commentators sitting on the bench. So I don't know how that's happened. As we see the final results.
Commentators is filming, editing.
Yeah, but there you go. The final results of the tournament. Yu Tangyi, also known as Terry, will get the win. Izzy Khan being the women's champion, and also you saw there, Jace Chen will be runner-up, with Drew able to win his third place match the following day, which hopefully doesn't get aired on YouTube anytime soon. To get the third place.
Please don't spoil match results before we play.
But no, Drew's done really well this tournament. He took Terry to 5 in the semis. You know, all matches past the semi-finals going to the 5th set. And it's just a testament to the class of the field this tournament.